Welcome everybody to another Dune Awakening developer stream and to our offices here in Oslo. It has been a hot minute since we had one of those, no pun intended, and a lot of things have happened since our last stream. For one, we released Dune Awakening into the wild, exciting times, and it's actually one of Funcom's fastest selling games, so we're super excited about that. That is, of course, thanks to our very hardworking and passionate teams internally here, but also, of course, thanks to you who are playing the game. So thank you very much for being on this journey with us. We really appreciate it very much. But this is just the beginning. We have lots to come, very exciting things to talk about. So coming up today, we have a quick recap about our Gamescom attendance. We just came back from Gamescom, actually. Me and our two guests today have been at Gamescom, and we're going to chat about that a little bit. We will be talking about what's coming soon. We have the Chapter 2 that is coming, all the free things that you will see, and also the optional paid DLC. We talk about the content, what you will see in both of those. And last but not least, we will have a Q&A where we're going to hopefully ask a lot of your burning questions. But mentioning Gamescom, we did announce, of course, Chapter 2 during our Gamescom attendance, or during Gamescom, and we also released a trailer with the announcement. Some of you might have not seen it, so we play it again for you and hope you enjoy.
The Mithra's in pieces, the cargo's vanished, and no one knows what it really is. Arrakis is full of secrets. Ancient things buried deep. I need your help, stranger. That package is the key to everything. Find it, and don't let anything stand in your way.
There's been a string of murders across the capital. I don't know who we can trust.
You will work with my investigator and stop this killer before he strikes again.
And surprise, some of you might have noticed, initially the Chapter 2 was supposed to go out on the 10th of September. However, we actually moved it a day forward, and you can expect all this content on September 9th instead, so a day earlier. But with that out of the way, let me introduce our guest for today. Joel is unfortunately in the doghouse. No, he's not, but he had some other things to do today, so we don't have any toe shoes. However, we have the man himself that is known for very colorful socks in the previous streams, if you have watched one of our previous streams. Ole Andreas, do you want to introduce yourself briefly to the chat?
Is that what I'm known for? Nice.
Yes, and now fluffy socks today.
It's really comfy. Yeah, my name is Ole Andreas. I'm a production director on Dune Awakening. Super excited to be here.
It's great to have you on board again. And then also one of our tallest Vikings, actually, one of our tallest people in the office. Nils, do you want to introduce yourself as well?
Not one of the tallest anymore. One of my juniors is eclipsing me in height, and it's ruined the power dynamic entirely in the room.
Oh no,
Horrendous.
that sounds painful.
Yes, hello, I'm Nils. I'm the producer for narrative, cinematics, and character art, and I'm always happy to be here and talk about what's coming up.
Always exciting to have both of you on the stream to chat about the game. So let's take a quick look back first. Again, released, Dune Awakening is out in the wild. How has that been for you? Like, how was, letting go of your baby, basically? Like, is that a good way to put it? How does it feel?
I mean, it's been kind of nerve-wracking because we've been testing the game for probably 18 months in closed beta before we shipped it. So we kind of knew approximately what people were thinking, but releasing it into the wild is something different. So it's very scary, but then at the same time exhilarating and very humbling to see how people have embraced the game. What they've done in the game, it's really amazing to see people spending hundreds and hundreds of hours on Arrakis, in Haga Basin, exploring everything it has to offer, to the point where they're like just a month into after screaming for more stuff. So it's really, really fun, and love being here.
Oh, absolutely. No, it's terrifying, as you say, but it's been super rewarding. Like for me, working with the story, like seeing people actually kind of engage with the content that we've made. I mean, this is from way back when, but like I was addicted to watching people kind of their first interactions with the sandworm, and then seeing kind of play through the different story bits, the content that we have, like the things they build. It's always terrifying to create something new, but all of the fun stuff we've seen has been super rewarding, and it makes the whole journey kind of worth it.
Absolutely, this is what we're working towards, right?
Yeah,
As a team.
absolutely.
Like,
yeah, I mean, after all, or at the end of everything, I feel like we are gamers ourselves, we're geeks, and we just want to make something that people have fun playing, right?
Absolutely.
I think that's it's a bit maybe of a cliche to say that, but I think it's definitely also absolutely true.
Cliche for a reason. Right?
It's exactly.
Everybody keeps saying it
Exactly.
for a good reason.
Exactly, and since we talked a little bit about the story, we talk about that a little bit more later on when we talk about chapter 2. But with that out of the way, we leave a little bit to decide. We just came out of Gamescom, as I briefly mentioned at the beginning. All three of us have been there. So we actually have a little bit of a cool clip here with some impressions from Gamescom. How was that for you to see people play live and their reactions?
I mean, it's the same thing in a way that it feels real in a way when you see people line out outside a booth to play your game, and it's 5 days in a row, and there's always a queue there of people excited to play. And walking the show floor with my Dune gear and having people come up to you and say, "Oh, I loved your game. I had so much fun playing it," and then being able to interact with the players in the community. Also hearing their feedback, what works, what doesn't work, it's so cool to be there. And I mean, we spent a lot of time in interviews as well, talking to press, which was it's really cool to hear what they asked about. I think we can talk more about that, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, it's like you're saying, like you get kind of desensitized to the things you see online. They don't feel just as real in the same way. Having it kind of be complete strangers, like you're in the middle of a queue, like or talking to a colleague or something, and they kind of just show up out of nowhere, and they're like really excited to talk about the game you made. It becomes kind of jolt in your system of like, oh yeah, it's like kind of a reminder that something cool has been created.
Yeah.
So that's been a ton of fun. I think for me as well, seeing some of the outfits that we were kind of working hard on creating internally kind of come to life with the cosplayers is incredibly humbling. You know, like as a fan, you see how great some of these cosplayers can be, like artistically, like with the stuff they create. But having it be something that you've helped design puts it on a completely different level, where you're like, oh, I can't believe this is showing up in the real world. 100%.
I also remember one cosplayer who came up and he actually made a cut array. A functioning cut array.
I
think you guys were actually not there, but I took a video and I shared it internally. And he had the laser that actually worked, the scanning laser thing, and then it opened up and had lights and things, and it looked really fantastic.
So mind-blowing.
I also wanted to thank you. Maybe some of you are watching again, because there were a few people that came up to me when I wasn't unfortunately able to be at the booth all days, but I was there for the 2 last days. And I had a few people coming up also saying that they watch the streams and they really do enjoy the streams, which is of course super nice to hear. Like that's very much appreciated too. So thank you so much for watching. And thank you also so much for, again, just being here with us and like interact with us and watch and play. That's pretty amazing. Quickly talking about the interviews, there were some fun things as well that happened during the interviews, right? Like both of you did actually interviews.
Yeah.
Maybe Nils, tell me like the most fun thing that you remember from talking to media.
I think anytime you get a chance to talk about the game with people who care, that's always super duper fun. I think the most fun I had was a particular interview with with a journalist who was one of the biggest lore heads I've ever run into. And we kind of forgot that it was an interview kind of halfway through. We were just kind of talking back and forth about like all the different possibilities that kind of come out of the setup and the setting that we created with the alternate history, which I am incredibly passionate about because it really does so much for our ability to make this game like really fun and engaging for people. So that was a ton of fun. Really enjoyed both that and just talking to people in general.
That was kind of match made in heaven back then. It was like the whole
we
lore
were
chats.
Yeah,
like super
no,
detailed, super. Yeah. Well, what about you, Ole Andreas?
I had there was one interview I remember pretty well, which is I was talking to people who are, I think they had like 600-700 hours in the game.
Yeah, I remember that too. 600
they were so
plus.
deep into it, and every piece of like it starts out as an interview, but it kind of turns into a conversation, like you mentioned, and then you're basically talking about the game and what you love and what you don't like, and what kind of improvements you want to make and want to see from the game. And I mean, we're both playing the game itself. I've a couple of thousands of hours in it throughout development as well, right? So we kind of just share back and forth our opinions, and it's quite amazing. But yeah, I get humbled by people who have like 600-700 hours in a game, and that's a game that's been out for 2 months, 2-3 months.
It's probably one thing that we definitely didn't expect, that people would have such long play sessions. We were like, didn't stop playing, so they were like playing so much that they went to the content way faster than we anticipated initially, right? So it's a good thing, but also it's kind of like.
I mean, I thought the data was fake at first. I was like, "There's no way these are real numbers." But I mean, we can see it all the way throughout, right? Like clearly, there's something there.
Yeah. Thank you for enjoying the game.
Absolutely. Thank you again so much. Before we talk about the Chapter 2 content, both the free content that's coming and the optional DLC, maybe Ole Andreas, for those who haven't followed our latest developer updates, where we talked a little bit about content strategy, you know, what is planned, what our thought is around that. So maybe that's a good opportunity to remind people, or also for those who haven't heard it or have missed that update.
Yeah, sure. So we recently gave a developer update from the team, mainly addressing what our focus is now and going forwards. I mean, right now we're focusing on obviously getting Chapter 2 out to people with the free content, the continuation of the story there, and then the paid DLC or optional paid DLC as part of that, which has a bunch of cool stuff. But then obviously we're also looking forward in time. So we have our monthly patches that are focusing on quality of life, like bigger bug fixes or improvements to the game. That's a just ongoing cycle with a small concentrated team that's basically just working on that. They're a fantastic team taking good care of you in between the bigger content drops. And then we have Chapter 3 coming up, which is going to be focused on the revamped endgame. So we'll as soon as we start shipping Chapter 3, we'll have bulks of updates coming to build on top of that revamped endgame. So we're super excited to share more about that. And that's obviously a part of the free update. We see that a lot of the game has good engagement loops, and there's just a lot of cool content to engage in. But then when you get to the end game, obviously we've seen this that there's it's a little bit bare bones, so we need to deepen those and focus on bringing that up to the same quality level as the initial 100 to a couple of hundred hours of gameplay. And then obviously there's more coming after that as well. So
absolutely, yeah, more coming.
Yes.
Let's talk Chapter 2. One thing that I'm personally super excited about is the continuation of the main story. Mm-hmm. Because for those of you who have played through the main story, it kind of ended on a big banger of a cliffhanger, to not spoil anything. Obviously, we're not going to go into spoiler territory here, but Nils, can you tease us a little bit? What can people expect?
I mean, the tiniest of cliffhangers.
Yeah. The tiniest. What? No. You need to play. I just need to put that out there again. The story is really like it gets going after a while, so most of you might not have actually followed it through, which I understand, but it gets so good. And
the
that
second act
cliffhanger
is where everything picks up, right?
That cliffhanger is just mean.
I mean, we ended by answering one big question and posing an even bigger one, right? And now with chapter 2, we get into the kind of investigation of the answer to the question that we posed. This is very vague terminology. I apologize. I want to go into the details, but I'm scared of people yelling at me for
But
spoiling.
we don't want to spoil it as well.
No,
like-
no.
I kind of want to. Though.
I mean,
That's my
we
problem.
do have some really cool screenshots.
Okay, let's
here,
spoil
though,
everything right now. The ending.
Okay, yeah, no. So, string of murders have been happening in Arrakis, and the victims all seem to have something in common. You'll get called in here. You'll need to help figure out what on earth is going on. Why are these people dying? Who is killing them? And how are you involved? Well, you'll have to see. We're going to get down a little bit of a rabbit hole. It's going to go places that you don't fully expect. I think the fun part here is we've got some gameplay here that is not quite like the other gameplay we've done. These are unique story missions. So if you think back to some of the ones we've already got in the main games, it's similar. We play around with some existing mechanics in a way that I think is fun for the investigation itself. We do also get to meet a big name lore character that I won't spoil, but you people who are fans of the books will certainly be fans of what's going on here.
Yeah, 100%. I'm personally super excited about this.
Same.
But of course, we also have other things, and among those is one thing that players have been asking about specifically, which I'm also excited about. A little bit less than the main story, but I'm also very excited about the second thing, is customization of your character, plus also introducing a few new hairstyle and things like that. So we actually have some things to show you here as well. We're actually here live gameplay.
Yeah.
If Camille behind the camera, he's running around here with the character, and he will show us what that looks like. Maybe comment on this a little bit, give us a little bit of context?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of context here. So we're in Arrakis now. There's a new location that has been added here. So somebody's opened up a shop, basically. And if you, as Camille is entering this new space, you'll see, you know the lore behind this more better than me, but yeah.
I mean, opening up shop or opening up a chop shop. We have the opportunity here to do something really fun, right? So obviously, as with any online game, you want to be able to control what you look like. This is something we're super passionate about, especially on the character art side. So we've added some new stuff for you to kind of change about yourself, and of course we wanted to keep the way you're changing yourself like at least slightly within the lore. So you're getting these makeovers from either a Sook doctor, in this case, who's going to go in and make the changes necessary to you, or if you go to Harko and you want to go for the, in my opinion, more fun variant.
We'll actually get to that later.
Oh, will we?
Nice.
But yeah, just let's talk about the new options that we have here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got a couple of new hairstyles coming in. Nice, beautiful bun. I think these are always
nice.
super versatile. I don't know the proper English name for how you mentioned
It's a
this.
bob, isn't it? Like
I think bob is
it's
probably
a bob.
correct.
bob.
Yeah. It does remind me a little bit of Clair Obscur. Just throwing that out there.
We were planning it before that popped off, but
absolutely.
It definitely does have
Absolutely.
that reminder.
It's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
So we were looking around at kind of general community sentiment when we were picking the things to put into the recustomizer. One of the things people have been asking for is slightly more masculine, longer hairstyles. So the last two options there are to kind of help cater a little bit more into to that round. So we're quite happy about those. We've also, of course, added more tattoos. This is something I'm very passionate about.
Same.
So
We all three have to.
Yes, we all are.
we picked the right people for this. So we got 2 new facial tattoos, but of course the area where we're missing tattoos the most is on the body side, where we added in 4 new ones. What's fun about these is we combine, so the 2 new facial ones can actually be kind of matched in, so it's one consistent style going from the body all the way up your neck. For people who want a more kind of holistic look and don't want to just mix and match. You can, of course, mix and match. That is perfectly viable.
But it's such a cool option to have, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And look at that.
Yeah.
By the
This is one of my favorites.
way, I am actually honestly considering getting Noctua's
You
tattoo.
should.
It looks so good. I love that so much, and Carolina did that right internally.
Yeah.
She does all of
It's
that
so,
too.
she's so
fantastic.
amazing with those tattoos too, and I absolutely love the Noctua one. It's so pretty. Like, yeah, look at that. That's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, and you can-
And
Yeah.
I really consider getting that one because it looks really good. And that's my new favorite thing. Even though
leads us into the new feature, right? which
even
is-
though I do kind of prefer, like, personally, like, just black tattoos, but I think it's really cool that we
But
can.
for people who want to play around with it, you will now have the opportunity to play around with the color of the tattoo. I also think black is the way to go, but you can make some really cool stuff with white, and like if you're
Yes.
playing around with your skin tone, you can make some really cool combos.
Exactly, yes.
And generally people,
100%.
people can be so creative with stuff
Yeah,
like this.
100%.
I remember watching from other RPGs when people have made kind of really fun combination of tattoos and facial paints and
I mean,
skin
it's
tones.
just giving people the opportunity to express however they want in a way.
Yeah.
It's nice.
No, exactly.
And I also feel like the reddish one almost kind of look like you have scarring that looks like an actual design,
Yeah.
which is also a kind of cool thing to just have a backstory with, like, you know, birthmark. Special.
I think worth mentioning, because we saw now, right, is he paid 5,000 Solari to do to change his appearance, but there's a little bit more to it when you're getting into the game, right?
Absolutely. So, I mean, it wouldn't be us if we didn't add some story around these characters. So both Dr. Shafat that we just met there, but also my favorite, which is good old Frack.
Can we just show him? I think we have a screenshot because I absolutely love. Yeah, there
There
he
you
is.
go.
He's the coolest. To me, like, he's just the coolest character. Yeah,
It's
we
not just the
it's
Soup
like-
Doctors who can play around with what you look like, it is also the Benitelexu.
Sign me up.
That was the
yeah.
Harkonnen. That was the Harkonnen side of things, right?
Yeah, over in
like, I
Harko
mean,
Village,
he's
you
not
can find
Harkonnen,
them.
but he's in a Harko village.
Yes.
Exactly. So for people who don't know where they are, or for people who don't watch streams to find out their information and rely on the game telling them what's going on, we have a little quest line going on with both of these characters that you'll be able to find out in the world that will help you kind of drive you to these locations so that you know where they are, what's going on.
He's spoiling it already! He's spoiling it already! I wanted to lead
He couldn't
into
help
it.
himself.
I hate to. He couldn't wait for it. So here we go. You can pet the Kulon in Dune Awakening. This is, I love that so much. Like, shout
Most
out
requested thing.
to Carnage specifically. He requested that too, but also quite a few of you in general have been asking about
And
this.
obviously, this is just a minor thing from our end, but it's such a thing that's worth it to do for the community when they're asking for it, because it's not a huge it's an easy thing to get in there. So
Everyone
it's
loves
really
animals,
nice.
right? Like it was
Yes.
inevitable that people would ask for it, and was inevitable that they would get what they requested.
I mean, obviously, I wanted it to. Like, I'm
Who
not gonna
doesn't?
lie
Who
about
doesn't?
this.
We all
Like, who
love petting
doesn't?
dolphins.
Yeah. Yes. So now, talking about customization, we also see here that Camille's character is actually wearing something
Yeah.
new too. Let's talk about what he's actually wearing.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the new archetype armors, I guess you would call it, or outfits.
It's a variant, right?
Yes.
Variant.
Like it's a
So-
skin in that sense? Or-
Yeah, it's a skin. So you could wear it on top of your other armors or customize your existing armors to look like this. I guess you can talk more about this. Is your domain.
Yeah.
His area
I feel
of
like you should be.
Listen, the one of the big fantasies you want to kind of really dig into in Dune is playing as one of the great, or a member of one of the great schools, right?
Yeah, important.
And so, of course, we've gone and added some specialized looks to go along with all the different schools that you can kind of learn from inside the game. You can make your own inferences as to which school each of the outfits belong to. I will comment specifically for the Bene Gesserit look that we have gone here. So this is not specifically a Bene Gesserit specific look, but rather a more generalized servant look for people related to them. We're aware that with the game, you know, we have to make all the outfits unisex, so we can't really make something that is female only. Our system doesn't really allow it. So instead, we have something that is strongly inspired by the Bene Gesserit. Just so we're very clear, Bene Gesserit are of course still only female.
Yeah. And as a player, the way you can get these is, you'll kind of have to figure it out yourself. But if you start going into training as part of them, it'll be a reward.
Reward for learning from the best and the brightest on Arrakis. People who play the stories will know that they are indeed the best and the brightest, and nothing else but that.
Absolutely.
I actually just heard that we were wrong on this. That the armor they're actually armors and they have their own stats.
Oh.
I let another team handle the that part. I just do the visuals. I'll blame it on that.
A little bit mixed information here, but it seems that they do actually have stats and they are actual armors and not just variants.
Because that makes sense. That does make sense.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, it's good that we cleared that up. That we managed to clear that up, though.
Thank you,
and
Natascha.
yes, thank you. Secret informants behind the scenes. One other new thing, if we talk about content specifically in the free update, is contracts and a few other things. But let's start with the contracts.
I mean, we can start there. The social hubs now will have contract boards where you can start picking up contracts. These are essentially just a way for us to introduce you to new pieces of the game, the lore. New characters. There's some interesting characters there that you can meet.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the social hubs themselves did need a little bit of extra life. So one of the parts here is that it helps drive you toward the different NPCs in regards to the player customization. But we also have some other things kind of going on, specifically in Arrakis. A lot of things are going on. Whether it's a errant heiress who's missing a dress and needs some help finding it, or some local bar patrons who need to get kicked out because they're getting too drunk, or a bit of a spy intrigue happening within the Atreides military that someone needs to delve into. Yeah. So there's a variety of stuff going on here, but the intention is to make the social hubs a little bit more interesting to stay in for people who come here. Lord knows you have to come here frequently enough. Might as well have some fun while you're here, right?
Yeah, I gotta pay your taxes.
Yes.
But yeah, no, this is something that people have been asking for, right? More content, more things to do in the world. This is a part of that, and it's something that we're committed to delivering in future updates as well. So expect more stuff like this to come in the future updates.
Yeah.
So contract boards, keep an eye out.
Yeah, and I mean it won't just be the social hubs either that we add more content to.
Like the trade posts, for example, might get some
like the
new
trade
contracts
posts,
as well.
Or in the world as well.
In the world, yes. But anyway, talk about the world. There's also, yes, exactly, new content in the world.
The dynamic encounters. I'm just making sure. So, apart from the social hubs, we're of course delving into the place where you spend the most time, which is the Haga Basin. So we've got a variety of people who will show up in different places of the world dynamically, who will have a variety of different problems that you need to help them out with. This can go from anything to a merchant who's got a kind of breakdown situation and needs some help with just some fuel. Errant groups of pilgrims who are lost and dying, assassins, subcontracting, killings. It can be just about anything, really.
And all of this, obviously, once you do that, there's they might have something for you in return at the end. There's some rewards for you, or maybe some access to purchase some stuff. So yeah, there's
if you're real good, if you're
nice. Real good, yeah. If you're helping,
it's a good thing to keep an eye out if you're out and exploring. There might be something happening close by that you should be interested in. Talking about the content now, but also there's also some quality of life updates that are coming with the update.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Chapter
mean,
2
there's a
free update.
ton of quality of life, I feel like. Probably the biggest one, most asked for, and personal favorite is the vehicle and storage renaming quality of life fix. So that basically allows you to rename any storage container and any vehicle in the game. And we've also made it so that the name of the vehicle or the storage container will now appear above the interactables. So that when you run up to it, this happened to me a lot in the beginning, especially because before you get a lot of the customization options, figuring out which one is your bike or a friend of yours bike, now you can easily just name them and figure it out. And obviously this makes it easier when you're getting up in the levels and you start having a big base, a lot of storage containers and a lot of vehicles, and you go and do inventory management, try to move one thing from one inventory to another. You could do the drop down, and then there's like 10 sand bikes or 10 buggies or whatever. Now you can rename them, so you can have your secret spice stash storage in that list, and yeah, you have a lot more visibility on what you're actually doing and how you're managing your inventory and your items.
Yeah. And maybe we can talk a bit about vehicles. There's quite a few things that we changed with vehicle. Well, not changed, but improved. And
yeah. I mean, vehicles have got a lot of love in this one, especially on the. I mean, for the dogfighting lovers out there, there's a lot of
or haters.
Or haters, but I mean, there's a lot of fixes there or improvements there that are quite useful. So we've overhauled the entire damage model and how the rocket behavior is. So the rockets now will correctly damage the correct part on the vehicles. If you shoot a wing, it'll damage the wing, and they will behave more predictable as well in terms of how it replicates and how that kind of works. We've also improved or changed a little bit on how the targeting works. So now you're shooting within a cone, so you can't do the whole like rocket and then loop it around and kind of. It requires a little bit more skill, but it feels more fair in a dogfight setting. So it's good changes overall. Other than that,
we have hotkeys as well that you can use now for swapping seats.
Yes, the hotkeys are in. That was a highly requested feature. So now you can use the F keys to change which seat you're in. So it makes, for example, solo mining a lot easier. You can go out with your buggy and you use the hotkeys to switch between the seats, and then you switch back again and you can drive off. So it makes that a lot easier. That's really nice. And
then also when we talk vehicles and walking or running on foot, we also have now an auto run.
Yes,
both for vehicles and for walking and running.
Super excited about that one. So yeah, when you're out running, just press that key and then you'll, I think it's, if I'm not incorrect, I think it's num key. But yeah, I think you can retarget as well. But yeah, that's a lifesaver in, let's say you're out in the deep desert and you just want to get across a few kilometers and you just want to do that while you do some other stuff in the meantime. So that's really nice.
And talking about vehicles and the deep desert, there were also some
there's some. I mean, one of our biggest focuses since we launched is making sure that we improve on any areas of loss or vehicle loss. Pain points around those. We obviously acknowledge that there's been some issues there. So the deep desert will see some improvements that we will do to reduce the amount of vehicle loss there. We're also removing the quicksand along the borders to make it less of a friction point there with that. So yeah, good changes coming.
Yeah, so you can actually use the ground vehicles throughout the deep desert.
You can now, yeah, you can. Well, not now, but when the
when chapter 2 drops. Yes, exactly. Talk about sand. Let's talk about some improvements to our most famous big thing on Arrakis.
Yeah, the sandworm. The sandworm is.
Can we say goodbye to Sky Hulud, or
we can at least. So no, I mean we should have resolved the Sky Hulud instances now. So keep an eye out for that. Obviously, it should be more grounded in the game in a way. Also, we have introduced some changes so that when it attacks, it will breach and it will check for players nearby and then breach first. So we'll have a better system in place for making sure it does breach before if there's players in the nearby vicinity. So that's good.
And I think it also kind of will react differently if there's a vehicle nearby as well, like vehicle and characters, right?
Correct, yes.
Yeah. So that's also a change that we made.
Yes. And I mean, there's tons of more. I think one thing worth mentioning is probably around combat as well. There's a lot of improvements around combat itself, around targeting when you're doing launch attacks, or some of the abilities have improved targeting as well. Also, quite an important change, but if you read the patch notes, it's kind of hard to decipher it, but the NPCs has a bonus accuracy, and the way we now scale that has changed quite a bit. Mm-hmm. So now it used to scale linearly, or like with the same value, and now it scales. I don't know what the word is, but yeah, it scales differently. It ramps up basically. So yeah, now that means that NPCs might put up a tougher fight when you get up into the higher tiers, which hopefully will be a cool challenge for people when they get up in the higher tiers.
Yeah.
And obviously, a big change that we've been working on is also to make sure that our NPCs feel more responsive in a way. Mm. So when you're approaching a camp, they should be. In the past, they could have taken a little while before they kind of react and the shield turns on, but that should be greatly improved now. So you'll have a more responsive, reactive fight, basically.
Talking about this, I actually remember watching someone play in an Ecolab with others during Gamescom, and I was like, I was double checking. It's like, are they in the PvP area, or like PvP role, or are they actually in the PvE area? Because he was fighting, the player was fighting an NPC, and I really couldn't tell for a few seconds if that was a player or not.
Oh, that's cool.
That was actually quite. I thought that was actually a really cool moment. I was like, I'm not sure if that's an NPC or not.
Blurring the lines.
But yes, yeah. Also talking about combat, there was also some changes to loot that I think will make our players quite happy in terms of how loot works.
I mean, we've synced up the loot respawn with the NPC respawn in the Deep Desert or in the Ecolabs, which should help to ensure that when you've gone through the Ecolab and you have fought the NPCs, there's actually loot there at the end. We have quite a few changes coming in an upcoming patch as well, but I don't want to talk too much about it. But it's like a little bit of a tease about we'll start introducing something. Like instance loot for PvP basically. This was mentioned in the letter from Joel. So yeah, it's coming in a very in a patch soon.
Talking about that, there's another thing that we're working on that I know you've been dying to mention. That a thing that we work on that will come relatively soon.
Which one?
You don't know.
One of the many.
One of the many.
Which one are you talking? Oh, okay, yeah. That's So we have a lot of feedback on, for example, in Deep Desert, because it's such a vast map that has huge distances, and people getting kind of surprised because the view distance on the vehicles and the Ornithopters are quite short. So we've been working really hard on that, and the team's done some really good work. And in a patch soon, after not for Chapter 2, but in a patch after that. Soon we will introduce a greatly improved view distance for that. So there was some engineering and some, we can't just, it's not just tweaking a number, it had to be done with some more tech and back-end work. Yeah, we had to do some proxies and fix some of the replication because you can't replicate all the data. All of the technical stuff that had to be done. But yeah, that is coming.
And it's actually quite improved, like it's quite huge, further. So yeah. I'd be excited, I think. So yeah. So we talked about the free update, and talking about free things, we will actually have, you also see here a nice recap of all the things that we just briefly went over. But talking about free things, we also will have, I will actually mention that towards the end of the stream again as well, to make sure as many of you as possible hear about this. We will have a free weekend. For those of you who are on the fence or who aren't playing yet but are considering it, we have a really nice thing here as well. From September 11th to September 15th. And so you will be able to play on any server. You will be you'll be able to join your friends, for example, if they play already. You will keep your things as well if you actually do decide to buy the game afterwards. So I think that's a very cool opportunity to dip your toe into, not the water, but on Arrakis, into the sand, so to speak, and see if you like the game. And I mean, there's literally nothing to lose if you just try it out and see if you can outsmart our sandworms. But you can't outrun the sandworm, but you might be able to outsmart it. So it's like, there's that.
Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted, exactly. Challenge throwing out there. Now that we talked about the free update, let's also talk about the optional, very important, the optional paid DLC. There's really some very cool things coming here as well. And I think we're actually going to jump into some gameplay here, like just some locations that we show.
Oh my God.
I think.
Live everything.
If we are ready behind the scenes, there we go. Yes, so there is new locations, there is a side story, not linked to the main story at all, important, but Nils, you can comment on that a little bit more.
Absolutely. So we wouldn't be so mean as to hide the main story behind a paywall. You've already paid for the game once, don't you worry. But we've got some really fun stuff coming in here on the side. This is a great way to connect with one of my favorite radio characters, Keith Villari from the Harvester Guild Radio. Those who have not listened to him won't know, but he's the guy who reminds you to stay safe when you're working out and getting spice out on the sands. As we can see, if you're not safe, things can end poorly. I mean, this whole thing really is tied a little bit into the current event, right?
Yes.
So the premise here is Great Harvester got shut down, and the crew is in need of assistance, of aid. You get contacted to help figure out what's going on, to help them out of this situation. And from there, things may or may not escalate way beyond the initial scope of your little rescue mission. I couldn't possibly comment on it, but for people who are a fan of flamethrowers that are very popular online, you'll find that there are reasons for why they look like the way they do, and there's a ton of really fun, unique stuff we put into this one. Locations that you will not have seen before, mechanics you will not have interacted with before, kind of a start of maybe a system that we're expanding upon for future releases as well. Little taste of what's to come. I hate that I'm never allowed to spoil anything. You put me out here in front of the camera and you're like, hey, talk about it, but don't tell them anything because they need to discover it themselves. So I'm just sat here like holding myself back constantly.
But I feel like the way we built these locations, just to say it like that, definitely are laying the foundation for a lot of the similar locations going forward. So I don't think we're gonna spoil more than that, but yeah, we're working on some cool mechanics that I know people have asked for in online. So it's really fun to be able to start exploring that in the game, and with the future chapters, we'll definitely dive even deeper into those mechanics and features, basically.
It's a little bit of taste of what's to come.
Yes.
So to say.
Basically, if you're a fan of being called Kitten, definitely buy the DLC. I'll leave you with that.
I am a fan of you. I will buy the DLC.
We all have our tastes.
You got me.
But one thing I just wanted to throw back again, even though we did mention it a little bit with the content strategy, we are of course we're also introducing new locations with free updates. So it's not that this is going to be DLC content all the time. That's just kind of like a special thing with this particular one.
Yes.
So don't you worry about that.
And anything that is an optional DLC will of course not be any pay to win, or there's nothing. It's just optional side stuff or cosmetics or cool things to expand on your existing experience, basically.
Thank you for even more fun.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I said pay to have even more fun than you would have otherwise.
Yeah.
That's really what it is, right? More content, more cool things. Do we want to talk about the other things coming into it?
So we are. I was just about to say that's a good segue for me to actually throw back into the gameplay. Because, of course, when you do help those Dune men, you will actually also
reap
most
the rewards.
likely reap
Yeah.
the rewards. Exactly, and we can show you some of those rewards right
I
here.
love this building set.
It's really nice.
Yeah,
Tor Egil,
yeah.
it's Tor Egil magic again, our resident
I don't know how he
architect
does it.
in-house.
I will never be able to make such
Me neither.
amazing architecture.
Me neither.
But yeah, here we have the opportunity. So the Dune man, being a good guy, will let you build some new cool stuff, and it's not just the building set. Of course, you can see already with the armor that's on here, you'll be able to get yourself into some Dune man looks, so you can become a proper spice miner, as we all want to be on Arrakis. Spice is the thing that fuels my life.
Also a cool little emote. I don't know if Camille has it. I can
I'm sure
maybe
he
use
has
it.
somewhere.
Yes.
Let's put him on the spot. I think that's the most fun part of
Yeah.
anything like that.
Look at that.
Our thumper emotes.
Ready for
Yes,
action.
Also new in this.
And what's that
DLC.
over there? That's a cool
What's-
little thing.
What is that over there, Camille?
What is that over there? Okay.
Yeah, that one
Smooth.
there. Yes.
Exactly.
Very smooth.
We were asking about the placeables for sure tonight. There was nothing
Smooth.
else
I
showing
mean,
up.
those are really cool placeables. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna take that captaincy and put it in my base for sure. And then the hologram as well, or the Solido projector.
We also just saw the
Hey.
naming. We had to see the
Raw
naming.
mater- what
Raw
was the
materials. Go back to the
index?
chest. Yes. Hi, mom.
Hey,
yeah, exactly.
Mom.
There we go.
Oh my god! Shout out Camille's mom.
Just
Shout out to
Sam.
Camille's mom. Yes.
I
I
fix.
fix. Love it.
I love that.
So good. Yes.
But yeah.
One of the fun parts you get out of
And of
getting
course,
into this
yes.
DLC is, of course, a new vehicle, the Treadwheel.
The
This is
piece de
not
resistance.
just a skin. This is an actual separate vehicle class. As I said, like this doesn't offer you any necessary gameplay advantages. It won't make make you more effective in combat necessarily, but it does offer
It does make you cooler than all your friends, which is
course.
really important to me.
I mean, when I first got my hands
bragging
on
rights.
this, it was so much fun to drive. The thing about it, it drives as fast backwards as it does forwards, and there's a trick to it, and it's really hard to do. I spent way too long to try and do this, but if you try and do that, can you try, Camille, do a 180 spin and then go backwards? Because you can go like smoothly into a backwards. Yeah, see?
Not bad. Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Ole Andreas is much better at it. Don't let them gas him up too
I
much.
spent a little bit of
He
time there.
probably
A little bit
also
of time.
practiced for like weeks. While Camille
yeah.
is getting put on the spot here.
But once you
It's
get
like-
it feels amazing to kind of do that 180 flip, and then you can just continue straight backwards. Yeah, look at that.
Ooh, that
It's
was
starting
good.
to get it now.
Yes, that was good.
Then you can have your friend on the back seat.
We actually
Yeah.
have. I was just about to say we actually have a really cool clip
Like
where
that.
we show this. There
Look
we
at
go.
that.
That was nice. Yes, that was very smooth.
Yeah, that was
So,
it's such a cool vehicle.
There's some fun thing you can do with this. It's like, again, it's not power. It's not like more powerful than what we have in the game already, but it's just really fun.
Yeah,
It's like,
absolutely.
it's a little bit of a status symbol. You know, as you say, a little bit of bragging, right?
It's
If
my
if
like
you
of the
want
ground
that.
vehicles. It's my it's the fun one to bring out to drive. It's like you have your little fun vehicle in the garage. If you have that, I'm not too rich to have that, but if you have that, then yeah, it's a little fun one.
Exactly. So just to quickly recap as well. So we also have some weapon skins, of course, variants.
Yes.
We have armor, Dunman armor. We have the tread wheel. But yeah, I think that's pretty much covering the paid DLC.
Yeah,
Now we
you see some of
the
them there
weapon
now.
skin. Very cool.
It's really cool.
Yes.
Looking,
And the armor as well. The blade too. I actually really like the blade, but I'm a swordsman at heart, so.
And I do like when I see the skin of it. It kind of, yeah. I'm not gonna say it because it's spoil it. It will all make sense.
It
the
will
style
all
of it.
make sense. Go
It's
play it. Go
cool.
play
And
it.
here we see the thumper remote. Like you can do left, right, back, and the front. I think so. There's like 4 in 1. I think if I remember correctly. So a really cool spice blow right there too, and the door, which is pretty cool. So also with this set, with the building set, I think it was also important for us to make sure it fits with the other existing building sets,
sure,
so
of
you
course.
can like just integrate them as well.
And that's
Very
a
nicely.
general like a
Rule of thumb.
for us is that the building set needs to, or sets need to be able to play together in a way.
So you can mix and match and do
Yes.
kind of your own thing. Yeah, exactly, absolutely, 100%. And here we have the overview again of all the content that's in the optional paid DLC. So before we go into actually be ready for our Q&A, so our magicians behind the scenes are going to be collecting or have probably already collected some of your questions. They probably need a little bit more time. So one thing that I'm actually that we can show you now is like our friends at their media productions. They're actually working on a fan-made live-action Dune Awakening movie. And they were so kind to send us a little teaser that we're actually allowed to show you right now. So
I'm so excited.
please
That
enjoy.
is so humbling. It's so cool.
What's happening?
Arrakis is a test. Much like wind and sand can shape the strongest stone, Arrakis can mold or break even the hardest soul. To survive here, you must be willing to become something else. Pass your test.